The Outback is an area full of surprises. Parched in the dry, floodwaters kilometres wide in the wet season, and in spring, tree-lined lagoons and winter wildflowers. In a country almost as large as the United States, there is a population of just 20 million people, and in the Outback a handful of resilient pioneers, Australians who farm and graze the country to supply the cities, and people who mine the arid earth to recover the wealth. Our pioneers include doctors and bankers, teachers and plumbers, and they serve the country with spectacular success. With finite resources, they travel huge distances to deliver their service to a handful of Outback Australians. This is an unusual country where isolation is a word and an action, but not a handicap. At the cutting edge of technology, Australian professionals deliver first-class services such as education using state-of-the-art technology. Teachers and students are often 2,000 kilometres apart, but are like family with the closeness offered by video and computer communications. Within the learning community, distance is measured by need rather than time. A 400-kilometre round trip to deliver a 30-minute lesson was once common, but it's now dominated by video conferencing and data transfer. Despite these advantages, the geography of Australia has not changed. The Outback is populated by real people, doing real jobs in a landscape unaltered over millions of years. Apart from the sand in the Simpson Desert and the crimson earth of the McDonnell Ranges, the rest of Outback Australia is pretty much spinifex, heat, blue sky, and a whole lot of loneliness. This is the God-forsaken, bleak country where Mad Max 3 was filmed. This is beyond the Black Stump country. Often, the only sounds are the harsh and melancholic cries emanating from a murder of crows and cockatoos overhead. But it's the desert's unearthly stillness and emptiness that makes the interior such an unforgettable experience. After a while, the monotony and boredom of the landscape induces a matching mental emptiness. It's as close as you'll get to meditative nirvana, without spending years on a mountaintop gazing at your own navel. Since many of the highways were sealed, old-timers and hardcore off-roaders no longer think of them as a true outback track. They prefer the more rugged terrain of the old rovers' routes, the Oodnadatta and Birdsville tracks, the Gun Barrel Highway and the Bomb Roads. The Australian Outback is littered with uniqueness, the long, lean rivers that flow from one end of the country to the other, and townships like Longreach, the centre of vast grazing properties and a historic railhead that opened up the west, and the home of Qantas, Australia's national airline. Australia, it is harder to be found than lost. If you need to get away from the hurly-burly of big city life, there's no better place to do it than in the Outback. Head out into the empty wilderness, sleeping at night under the Southern Cross and the vast ocean of stars. You'll see why this land is simply beautiful, and you'll be proud of the men and women who keep it that way.